Hello everybody, welcome back. Here with me is Paint Bar to teach you how to create a spectacular cute ghost. Here are my materials that I am working with today. I have this color palette here, some orange, yellow, blue, black, and white, an 8x10 canvas panel, some paper towels, mixing plates, something for some water for my brushes, and I should have at least 3 different types of brushes. You're going to want a large flat brush, a thin pointy brush, and something that's in the middle. All right, first step, we're going to mix up our background color. I'm going to take out a large flat brush, and this is kind of like a greenish yellow. It's mostly yellow with a very, very small hint of green in it. So I'm going to be taking a scoop of white, a scoop of yellow, and then just dipping the corner of my brush in blue. It also has a little bit of warmth to it, so you could even add a corner of orange to this color as well, but mostly yellow. Once you have your background color mixed up, we are going to go ahead and draw out our ghost using a small pointy brush. I'm going to set this brush aside and bring out a pointy brush. All right, so let's figure out how tall we want our ghost to be. I am going to give myself about 2 inches on the top here in the middle, make a mark. And I'm going to go ahead and give myself just an inch along the bottom and make a mark. That's how tall my ghost is going to be. I'm going to start by drawing the head. So this is going to be a curved shape, almost like a thumb at the top that's kind of curved to the left, like a hitchhiker's thumb. All right, we have a nice thumb shape. Over here on the right side, I'm going to bring it down and flick outwards. On the other side, I'm going to do the opposite way. Bring it down a little bit further and flick out. From there, we're going to figure out what the bottom of our ghost is going to look like. So I'm going to maybe draw a little line, then bring it down a little bit further, come back up, maybe do a couple little bumps and lumps. You know, the way a sheet of your bed would kind of just float in the air. Wonderful. Now that we have our ghost painted in, we're going to fill in everything on the outside of that. So getting back to that larger flat brush and filling it in. All right, we filled in our background. We're going to let our background dry. And meanwhile, we're going to work on the inside of our ghost. Since it's white, we don't need to add any paint to it, although you can if you want to. I'm going to be adding the eyes to my ghost. So I'm going to be taking a pointy brush in some black paint, and you basically want these to be like really uneven oval shapes that are pretty long. So I'm just going to press and bring it down. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And the eyes don't even need to be perfectly symmetrical. They could be a little different in shape. Depends on what expression you want from your ghost. It's almost like little footprints in the snow. Next, we're going to be adding the shadows in our ghost by mixing up some white and a little bit of black paint to make a gray. So first thing I'm going to do is along the bottom, I'm going to be drawing a couple of shadow lines on some of these folds. I want to draw a shadow line here on the side of my ghost that goes up just past its eyeballs. And then we're going to be drawing some lines that are going to separate these folds in the ghost fabric down below. So just drawing some curved lines up into my ghost and flicking it at the end so that you get a nice tapered edge. You can see some of these lines are a little bit shorter, some are longer. And there we go, we have ourselves a nice pretty ghost. Now, before we get to the groovy parts in our painting, we do need to let it dry. Give yourself about 10 to 15 minutes and then we'll come back together. Wonderful, now that our painting is dry, we're gonna go ahead and get started into working all the flowers. We're gonna go ahead and grab a small pointy brush that's nice and clean, and we're gonna get into some white paint. First thing I want us to do is identify where all of our big white flowers are going to be by drawing a circle that's about the size of a nickel or a quarter. So I want one right around here. I'm going to draw myself a circle. One over here. One down here. And then we're going to draw the petals by simply on the edge of the petal, you press pretty hard and then bring it towards the center. We're going to do that all the way around. You can always go back in and fix up some of these petals if you feel like they need to be a little bit wider, or they need to touch the other ones. There's no gaps. I also have a couple of small white flowers. I'm just going to identify where they are by putting a dot. And these flowers, we're just going to press and bring the line in towards the center. All right, next step, we're going to be making some orange flowers. So I'm going to be mixing up some orange, a little bit of white, maybe a touch of yellow, until you get an orange shade that you like. And we're going to be drawing these the same way we did with the white flowers that had the circles in the center. So locating them by drawing a circle first. And then getting into your petals. All right, last color for our flowers is going to be a blue. I'm going to be getting a clean brush, getting a scoop of white and a scoop of blue, and mixing those up. You can make it more on the teal side if you add a little bit of yellow to yours, up to you. And we're going to be doing the same thing we did with our orange and white flowers. We're going to draw a circle for your center and then draw your petals. Wonderful. Now that we have all of the base of our flowers in, we're going to be adding a couple different rings of colors into our flowers. So in our white flowers, we're going to be getting back into our orange paint. Feel free to mix up more if you need to. And this ring of orange is going to be just along this outside of the circle we made in the center of our flowers. In our orange flowers, we are going to be adding some of that blue to that center ring. And then we're going to use orange to do the ring in the blue flowers. Now once you have all the colors into your flowers, now's where you can go in with your second coat just in case you want to brighten anything up. For me, I know I want to add a little bit more white into my petals and maybe a second layer of color in those rings.
And that is it. We have painted our Groovy ghost. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and make sure to sign your painting when you're all done. You can sign it in the bottom corner or wherever you would like, and we would love to see how they turned out. You can post them in the comments below or tag us on social media at V's Paint Bar. If you enjoyed this tutorial and would like to see more from our channel, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.